Okay, I know this is like the third non-specific fitness video I've done in a week, but like, come on, give me some slack. I really love this stuff and I'm just having a lot of fun talking about it. And also, I will be talking about certain fitness stuff, so stay tuned. Yo dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighbor JaxBlade is back, and today I'll be talking about Dragon Ball Super Superhero, because I just saw it last night with a couple friends, and I saw the dub version of it because a few months ago a certain leak happened, and I may or may not have found a certain way to, do that, but, I went all legal in, so don't come after me, people. I actually watched it like legally. So let's start with the stuff I loved. So first things first, I really loved all the Pan and Uncle Piccolo stuff. Like, I really love that dynamic of just like, oh, I'm like this grumpy uncle and I have to take care of this kid. And that was a phenomenal dynamic. I love seeing that. Every time they had Pan on scene, she was like adorable. Like, it was just adorable to see her interact. It was adorable to see how strong she was getting. And it was adorable like how she was fighting Piccolo, but then like she couldn't fly yet. So she had to learn how to do that before learning Ki Blast. And I really thought that was just really awesome. I love every time we saw baby Pan, or like Pan in the original series, where Goku and her were just hanging out, like way before she became tomboy annoying Pan in GT. I really liked when she was just like a sweet little girl who's just like, I just love my grandpa, I love my Uncle Piccolo, I love my dad, I love my mom, stuff like that. I think that is just so great every time we see it, and one of the highlights of the film for me was just their dynamic. And another thing I really love about this movie is the design of Gohan, for one specific small detail that I don't know if a lot of people pick up on, but I just like have hyper analyzed this ever since I was a little kid watching the show, and they fixed Gohan's eyes. Also, I really like Gohan's hairstyle in this movie in base form. I think it just like fits him like really well, but like his eyes is such a deal to me because, all right, so I don't know how to explain this, just bear with me, follow along with what I'm saying. All right, so Gohan's eyes normally before were drawn like Goku and Goten's. They were like open C's. Like, I'm just gonna put it on screen, you can follow along with what I'm saying, right? All right, so they look like this. And then when Gohan got mystic form, his eyes became stern like this. You know that rectangle thing that happens when Goku transforms to Super Saiyan? Like, his eyes goes from like, oh, I'm happy-go-lucky, to I'm serious, I got these rectangles, right? You know what I mean? All right, so follow along with me. All right, so his eyes, they were like that when he went mystic. So Ultimate Gohan had those eyes. And so the rest of the series forward, he had those eyes. So I always used to think, oh, mystic Gohan is just his natural form, right? But then, like, you watch stuff like Wrath of the Dragon, and it's like, oh no, Mystic Gohan is a form that he transforms into, because his eyes go from this to, that rectangle thing. I'm not an artist, I don't know how to explain it. But throughout like the end of Z and even GT and the start of Super, his eyes are like that. His eyes are very much like boom, boom, that way. So I always thought, okay, natural part of his stuff. Though they fixed it for Resurrection F, they put it back around the Tournament of Power arc, right? And I always thought, like, okay, so that's his base form. Like, Ultimate Gohan is his base form because his eyes look like that. But like, no, as we learn in Tournament Power, he transforms. It is a different thing, and the only difference now is a bang. And it's so stupid to me, because like, if you have Gohan just like serious all the time and the only difference is a bang, it's just like what if he just like got out the shower, like how is that any different? It's like, oh, are you Mystic Gohan now? Well, what's the difference here? So I really love the fact that they were able to go back and like make his eyes open, so it shows like, oh, he's very clearly in his base form, he's not in that. So that is something I really hope they keep doing if the series does come back. I know they said like, oh, it's coming back next year, but again, I'm, fool me once, shame on me, all that stuff. So that's what I really did like. It's a very small thing, but I did enjoy that little, fact. Also, I really love that this movie primarily focuses on Piccolo and Gohan. Like, it's so cool to see characters who we've wanted to see shine for a while now, but they're always just put in the background, and then get like these abilities to fight comparable to, Goku and Vegeta. Like, we still don't know how powerful each of them are yet, but it's still like really cool that they are now like definitely, comparable to the big G's in the series. I freaking love that. Also, it's great to see Broly, Chi-Lai, and and Lemmo again, and when they were all on Beerus's planet training, I thought that was like pretty dope. And I love the fact that Beerus was, you know, chill with them. Like I know he was trying to get in some like Chile cheeks, and I can't blame him. Like who wouldn't? And oh god, I can imagine the dojins. But like no, I really like that he was like, hey Lemmo, come on, let's go eat like food together. Like that's just a small thing, but I really like it because so many times he's like, I'm Beerus and I will destroy everything on the planet because I'm Beerus and shit like that. And it's just like, it's nice to see him just like, hey, come on, let's go eat some ice cream together. You know, I really like that. I really also loved that they finally aged up Goten and Trunks. Like after all these years we've been saying it, but they finally just aged up. And I mean, it tracks. I mean, like look at Goku from like the 22nd tournament to the 23rd tournament, or like look at Gohan when he goes to the time chamber, like he goes in like little like this. So I didn't mind the like little explanation for how big they got so fast. Like I was like, okay, I mean about damn time. So that was good. I really like each of their designs too. Also, ever since childhood, I've always been a fan of the Bulma fan service. I got a whole gigabyte of Yamata Dojin, if you know what I mean. But like, I really thought it was hilarious because like they just have her ass all on the screen, and it's just like, okay, wow, like damn, they going in right now. And then like later on, it is like an actual wish that Bulma legitimately wished for a dump truck ass from freaking Shenron. I don't know, it's like one of the stupidest things, but it's just like you wish for a dump truck ass. And so like, I know GT isn't quote unquote canon in this universe anymore, but that it's just like, just imagine how petty the dragons would be if it was like, oh, we came from the wish when Bulma was like, I want my eyelashes to be bigger. Oh, we came from the wish when Bulma wished for like her like triple thick double ass. Like it's just like, what the fuck? But hey, I can't front because artists are having a field day with it. And I thank you so much. You know what? Another thing, I really like the fight scenes. Like initially, I was very turned off because the animation, I went into this movie the very first time I saw it back in June with very low expectations. I was not excited. I was not looking forward to it. I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, let's just get this over with. The only thing I like is that, like, you know, we get to see Pan and Gohan and Piccolo do some stuff. But I was surprised. Like, for a bit, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be this. Like, I will say there are parts that don't work very well. Like, they look very stiff, and it's like, oh my god, I feel like I'm playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3 again. And it's just like, it doesn't fit well. And also, this is a weird thing with American dubs and CGI anime, is it just does not match the mouth flaps, no matter what you do. Like, it's one of the reasons, like, if you watch a CGI dubbed anime, it just feels like the mouth flaps do not go well. They're just like, oh, well, I go like this, versus like actual anime where like the 2D kind, where it's just like all we're doing is matching lip flaps and stuff like that, so we can like make up words to go with it. Like with CGI, because like they have to articulate certain like vowels and stuff like that, it just doesn't work as well. So that was a bit noticeable, but overall I grew to like it a lot, and I didn't mind it. The fight scenes actually got me super hype in this. I like Gamma 1, Gamma 2. I thought they were like pretty rad. I like their personalities. I like the fact that they actually have sound effects, but they're like little holograms part of them that crack me up. And I enjoyed the fight scene in the end with all the heroes going in to like, you know, fight, you know, Cell Max, because he is the main villain and stuff like that. But I guess now I'll talk about my like little criticisms of the film, because I do have a couple. Like, I love this movie, but there are some things where I'm just like, eh. So Cell Max, right? I know that is Toriyama's favorite form of Cell, that second form of Cell. The vast majority of other people don't care. Like, honestly, my favorite version of Cell is still Imperfect Cell, because he horrified me as a kid. But Perfect Cell is just so iconic that I was like, okay, I wanted that type of Cell back. And ironically, coming from someone who loves Rage Beast creatures, like I freaking love Doomsday. I love Kid Buu, is literally my favorite villain in the Dragon Ball franchise. Cell Max just seemed a bit underwhelming with just being that Rage Beast. And when he came out, I thought they were gonna have something where his brain was like, oh, I need to absorb Gamma 1 or Gamma 2. And I was just like, oh no, he's just going to fight. And also, I kind of wanted some way of like memories to activate in him. So like when he like sees Gohan again, he's just like,
oh, it's you. It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what?
Another thing I really didn't like was when in this movie Goku was talking to Vegeta, and Vegeta was like saying, I need to meditate, I need to focus on like being like Jiren, who was able to do this, and Goku's like, what are you doing sitting on a rock? That's not training. And it's just like, Bruh, Goku, alright? You literally learned this from Kami way back in Dragon Ball, and you implement it so many times to help you become a stronger fighter. And it's just like, did the people who made this movie forget about like watching stuff? Like, because there are so many people today who haven't seen original Dragon Ball, which is sad because it's the best of the franchise. Do not at me. And then it's just like, there's just so many things I'm just like, oh man, I wish they would have fixed that. But yeah, that was like one of the little gripes. So I do love the fact at the end, but I'll talk about that in a second. Here's another thing visually I don't like right now is the aesthetic of Super Saiyan on Gohan at this point in time, because it's changed so much. Because like, let's just be real, Super Saiyan 2 only looks good on Cell Games Gohan. And, you know, BoJack Unbound Gohan. That's the case. And it's just a fact. Like, okay, so for example, even with like Goku, right? When Goku went Super Saiyan 2, or when Majin Vegeta way back in the day, all right, the second episode, the very first episode he fights Majin Vegeta, they did not do his bangs right. So that entire episode, he looks like a base Super Saiyan fighting Majin Vegeta. So I remember being a kid like, okay, what's the difference? He's just this. And then every now and then his hair would go like that. And then sometimes nowadays, even in Super, it's just like, oh, his hair, but you could tell by the blue lightning. And then other times it's just like, oh, I can't tell at all. Vegeta, you can't tell at all. But with Gohan specifically, let's talk about his Super Saiyan 2. His Super Saiyan 2 looked good at the, you know, the tournament, the 25th one where he was, you know, powering up with Spopovich, because his Super Saiyan, you could tell sort of by the hair, all right? So like, here's base Gohan, here's Super Saiyan Gohan initially, and then here's Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, all right? Very valid. But then, here's the thing, back in the day, when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 against Broly, for years people were like, I can't tell if this is Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan because there's no lightning bolts. So it's like, okay, whatever. But then apparently, this is what base Super Saiyan for Gohan is these days. So it's like, all right, you're telling me like it looks exactly the same as like, you know, Super Saiyan 2 as a kid, and there's like no lightning, and it's just, I don't like it. I think like his design, future Gohan Super Saiyan looks so much better than adult Gohan's one, and I think like they should have done something to fix that, or like give him blue lightning to do it, because like all this time I was like, is he Super Saiyan 2 or is he Super Saiyan 1? And I was just like, if you have to argue over a form's design, I don't think it's like that great. And speaking about that, let's talk about Gohan Beast, Gohan's new form, his new transformation, right? The hair is too damn long, all right? Like, it doesn't fit naturally. It doesn't look proportionate to the head to like look, for me to take it seriously. Like if it went down his body like Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan 3, I could somewhat get with it. But the fact that it's just like Super Saiyan 2 but longer, it literally looks like number 4 in that DBZ episode of Kids Next Door. That's all I was thinking seeing it. It literally looks like that. His hair looks absolutely ridiculous. But Orange Piccolo doesn't bother me because at least it's a strong visual change. Like I've mentioned before, my favorite transformations from Dragon Ball are the ones where it is a very strong visual change that is not like just a palette swap of each other. I do not care for any of the palette swaps that Dragon Ball Super has given us. I'll talk further in depth on my like a big Dragon Ball video that I'm doing along with my Mega Spider-Man video and all that stuff, but like that's just something I've never cared for the palette swaps, even that new Frieza, so it's just like ironically shows why his brother is cooler. But I will say, when he got like hit, like that was hype. Like him coming on the scene and like fighting, that was hype as fuck. I'm not even gonna front with that. Another thing I kept wondering about was why didn't Goten and Trunks go Super Saiyan when fighting Cell Max? I was like, that is like the first thing you should do. And all I kept thinking was like, oh, they don't have the models of them as Super Saiyans in those forms like at that age. And so I was just like, okay, whatever. And then with Gotenks, I want to see them do Gotenks properly as like a preteen, but they're like, oh yeah, we don't have that model either. So I was just like, okay, because that was something I was just going through my head the entire time. And here's the fitness lesson that I do actually like. So this is something I love about the Dragon Ball franchise. It's the fact that, like, you know, as a person in their 30s, I really enjoy that I've grown up with this series. Like I've like literally been with these characters my entire life. And so the cool thing about it is literally seeing them always improve as life goes on. Because like we always get into this mindset of like, oh, once I get older, I'll be weaker or stuff like that. But it's like, no, you can keep improving to like, you know, a reasonable extent. You just have to keep working at it. And so like, I like the fact that we were able to see like our characters keep improving, and Gohan, who always feels like, oh, I'm a waste of talent, like he always shows that like I can, like when time comes, I can back it up. Like I love that about this. I love that about this franchise, and that is something that will always inspire me about it. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie and definitely recommend it. I would say out of the 4 modern ones that have come out since 2013, this is my second favorite right after Broly. I liked it more than Battle of Gods. I liked it more than... I hated Resurrection F, so I'm not even going to front there. I hated Resurrection F. I do not care about that film. The reason I liked it more than Battle of Gods was because after years of waiting, I still think Battle of Gods is a fun movie and I like it, but for a Battle of Gods, it didn't feel very godly. So I was expecting like them to be like chucking universes and solar systems at each other, and ironically in the TV series, they showed like, oh, Goku and Beerus nearly busted the universe with a couple punches, but overall, retelling those arcs was just very dull, in my opinion. I don't think it was that well done. I still think Battle of Gods is a fine movie, and I still enjoy it. I also didn't care for SS God. I know a lot of people like love that form. Like, to me, it always looked like a less badass version of manga Kaioken, and I specifically say manga Kaioken because manga Kaioken gave Goku red eyes and like this flames and stuff like that, and it just like, it looks so hype. I freaking love manga Kaioken. I wish they would have done that for the show, where like when he transforms, his eyes go red with it and then just powers up. I think that is so much more hype. And then it's just, for me personally, it's just a thing that didn't gravitate towards me. And then it's Resurrection. I don't need to talk about that. I just didn't like it. But yeah, I love this movie. If you've seen it, down in the comment section, let me know what you think. I'm really, really curious your thoughts, and we can have a conversation on this entire film, because I really, really had a lot of fun with it. And if you made it this far in the video, type in Gohan eyes down below. It lets me know who like stayed this far and like watched through the entire thing, and I really, really want to hear your responses. And yeah, I really had a great time with this movie. I was surprised. Like, I went in with 0 to no expectations, and I came out like super, super excited. So like that is that is really good. Also, for people out there, yes, I'm working on stuff like tunes. Again, I always say this, I'm making them much better than usual, so I have to like design them in certain ways to make them like more gravitating. So don't worry, I'll have a premiere and stuff like that when I like get them out again. And they're coming soon, very soon. I just want to say that because a lot of people get anxious. And then also, working on my program, Hybrid Theory, again, is my program that I've been working on with personal trainers, physical therapists, bodybuilders, fighters, functional strength athletes, and just get a bunch of like people's hybrid opinions to build an overall great program that you can do for like 3 months with like meal help and all this stuff. That should be done sometime next week. I'll probably do a video on it, but like I'm super excited because I worked super hard to get this out, and it's like a full video course and stuff like that. I'm super excited to finally like release it and share it with y'all. And yeah, I'm very excited for that. And yeah, working on Mega Spider-Man video, working on the big Dragon Ball video I've talked about, and then working on various other things. So I'm just staying busy. I'm doing a lot of stuff that I want to do and I'm passionate about. So again, for people who generally watch these type of videos where I talk about, like, I don't know, Primal or TMNT or this, something like that, and like you actually enjoy them too, like, again, thank you. This is my YouTube channel, so I know like I became that stigma of just like, oh, just fitness and all this stuff, but I really genuinely love talking about all this variety of stuff. So again, thank you so much. Again, more of that fitness stuff will be coming. I'm just giving it more time just to make it really good. But remember, like I always say, keep calm. Booyah on, and don't forget, Momentai. Now go see Dragon Ball Superhero if you haven't already. All right, peace. Also, in every 1v1 fight between Goku and Vegeta now, Vegeta 3 for 3. Hail to the king, baby.